Well, yeah, folks, I'm not even going to sugarcoat this one tonight. The intro's next. Don't go anywhere. Heck of a win, but very, very ugly. So we're going to talk about it, but and also your comments and your thoughts as well. But absolutely ugly game. So don't go anywhere. The intro's next. We're going to definitely discuss this one. All right, so yeah, be sure to leave a comment. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel and all that other good stuff. Now, to the reason why we all came here. As I look back at this blocked field goal, the more I look at it again, it looks like Gentle Hunt got a hand on it, and then the momentum coming off of his hand was enough for Kendall Bowler to get to it in time and beat the kicker there to run it back the other way. But I mean, even still, the kicker wouldn't have had a chance. But overall, there's a lot there's a lot of question marks still. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say this still. I know Ace tries to make it seem a little bit better, but this team right now, and you can leave a comment in the comment section. If this team right now in 2 weeks or the week Thanksgiving weekend has to go somewhere and play an FCS playoff game, do you personally feel confident that they can win? After what you just saw today and what you saw in Orangeburg and what you saw in Grambling, do you feel confident that this team can go on the road in the playoffs and win? Because we played our best ball all season at home. All season. We got a comment. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm like you. Dude, that was my God. And then the thing about it is what makes it so irritating is because towards the end there, you had it where, and I'm not even talking about the missed opportunities in the red zone, the 6 total missed opportunities in the red zone. This team ain't going to the playoffs. Hey, finally, someone agrees with me. Someone agrees with me. Oh, yeah, I believe it. Yeah, no, they're not. This is not an FCS playoff team. But still, you know what? I'm actually gonna take my sweet time to type the question out, and I'm gonna leave it here. Y'all can hear me type this out. I'm not gonna be that mean and type that. Yes. Let's just put this question up and leave everybody room to answer it. Do you believe this team is FCS playoff worthy? This team seems to be a little bit of a head case. Yes, it is, because I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact of, okay, you got the ball on your side of the field, you have a 1-point lead, and you still need to kill clock. Your running backs had been getting Good yardage all day, give or take. Jalen McLeod at 62 yards, AJ Davis at 40, which I don't know why. I don't know if he was injured or not, but at some point we went away from giving the ball to AJ Davis, and he was running good. Jalen McLeod, give or take, he was running good too, but we went away from that. You could have got a first down, possibly a touchdown right there, and put this game away. I don't know why. I really don't know why. And it comes back to what a lot of people have said for a long time about Willie Simmons and the whole thing of, I don't understand his play calling sometimes, because if you look back at the Southern game last year, I don't know why we struggled so mightily in that game last year to get a touchdown at the goal line. I need something stronger than beer. Oh, yeah, I know. Let me know. Hennessy or gin? One's dry. One will make you realize anything's possible. Yeah, no, I agree with him too. This team better upgrade the coaching next year. Our winning streak's going to end when we play Jackson State. Yeah, the home winning streak it's in jeopardy next year when Jackson State comes to town in November. Just saying. But it's actually funny. I was shamed upon. I got slut shamed because I said we need to play someone better in the Orange Blossom. Someone that's not up to par in the Orange Blossom Classic, the opening week. It's okay. NFL folks knew what I was talking about when I was saying that. Over coaching, Yes, exactly. We got in our own head in this game, and we did it to ourselves. We thought we were playing field position when we should have been going for the jugular. Forcing the ball to exit. Yes, and hence why for weeks I have been saying it. Somebody outside of Jamarius Shareed, who, by the way, Jamarius Shareed and Xavier Smith won't be on this team next year. They're going to be either in CFL, XFL, NFL, somewhere. Or if NFL Europe comes back, they might be there. But you need to establish who's wide receiver number 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because you need to see, for one, what you have for next year. 2, you can't go to the well that many times. Hence why, congratulations, he's what? Oh my God. Okay, 445 yards tonight. He's like within 50 yards of a 1,000-yard season. But somebody else needs to step up. Yeah, but hey, look, that's not a bad option. That's not a bad option. I'm just glad we got someone not named Xavier Smith the opportunity to win this game. Yeah, I am too, and that makes me. The defense did their job tonight, and they did their job all the way to the end. They did their job all the way to the very end. Winston Frazier, Courtney Cox, Kendall Bowler, Javon Morgan, that whole defense, they played their ass off tonight. They really did. I can't believe Shareed dropped that pass. Oh, see, no, same. I was shocked. But I will say he made up for it because he muscled his way in for the second time around. But you got to catch it the first time. And oh yeah, you got to make your kicks. Speak of the devil. Yeah, he didn't show up. You have to make your kicks. I don't get. Now give or take, some people may throw him a bone and say, you kicked into the wind, going into that direction of the field with the scoreboard and stuff. But here's the thing: you warm up for that reason, to get a feel for the environment around you. Also, too, you should have coaches up in the press box and coaches down on the field, and also player awareness comes into play here too. Look at the flags that are waving up in the grandstands. That's part of the reason why they're there. Whoa, comments are coming in faster than I can even read them. My fault. Marshall 100 whipped them boys. Yeah, they did. No, honestly, I didn't even really hear Alabama State's band. I apologize to 11. The DBs have improved. They have greatly improved. And I think that's a testament to the defensive backs coaches that we have on this staff. They have experience at Florida State as players and as coaches. So, kudos. They will be better next year. Jamar Shareed is a junior. He'll be back. Oh, he is okay. So hopefully, I hope. I mean, even still, you need someone that's going to step up to go with him. But yeah, I'm hopefully he'll be back. He needs to come back. What happened to him? What happened to Jose Romo Martinez? I think part of it is he was kicking into the wind. But that's still no matter, dude. You got to be able to maneuver. You have to adjust on the fly. After the first one, that should tell everybody something. That should tell Coach Chili Davis, Willie Simmons, the entire special teams unit. That should tell them all something that okay, something's not working. So you have to be better. Oh, let me go get that. Good game, fam. You go home. Yeah, no, that was a heck of a game. That was a heck of a game, honestly. I will say that was a game that we did not deserve to win, but we fought to win. And that's what good teams do. Alabama State's on their way, though. I will say that Alabama State team is on their way. Uh, Coach Robinson has their heads in the right direction. That team's going to be a problem in the SWAC East, and Magic City Classic's going to be theirs for a while. Hurt, cold weather. I think a little bit of it was the cold weather for Jose Romo Martinez. I don't think he was hurt though. Bad holds. I'm not going to blame it on bad holds either, because I know him and Fadul do that every day. But I think a little bit of it is the elements and bad adjusting. He was guaranteed from inside the 50 last year. He was, and like I said, I think tonight, I think he just after the first two misses, I think, and then plus the wind in that direction. Because if you noticed early or later on in the game, after he missed all three of those, in the second half, Alabama State punts in that same direction. I don't know if FAMU got a hand on it or not, or if someone got a hand on it, or if it just came off his leg bad. But when he hit it, Alabama State punter only hit it 18 yards, and it still landed on FAMU side of the field or in Alabama State territory. My fault. So I think a little bit of it is the weather. Do we need for kickers? Oh, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I don't. Oh, he already said that one. I don't know. We're fortunate to say the least. Alabama State is coming. They are. They're getting better. They are getting better because I can tell you now they are leaps and bounds better than what they were last year. Now y'all deserved it. It was a game of chess. I love the great Coach Robinson has added to this team. Just got to hit the portal for a new old line. Yeah, no, they do. They do. Because honestly, they have the wide receivers. And honestly, I'll say this too. If Alabama State had came into this game with two losses, I would have gone as far as to say maybe this would have been a game to determine, who was more worthy of the FCS playoff bid. Because honestly, I think depending on who comes out of the West is already damned to if they lose, that's it. But on the Eastern side, which I think is the tougher division in this conference, you're seeing where if Alabama State came in with two losses, again, this would have been an FCS de facto playoff game for whoever would have been able to advance. Now, he is right though. I gotta give credit where credit's due. FAMU was stronger at the point of contact up front. They were, and it comes down to who can make the plays at the end of games, and it showed today. FAMU was able to make the plays at the end of the game. Because honestly, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he could just miss it. He could, because I don't know how he's gonna kick into that wind. But then I told myself too, like, okay, this is his home field. That kicker may just really be able to get a good hit on it and put it through because he's kicked here before. Jose Romo Martinez has not. That was his first and last time kicking in Montgomery. So, it's little factors like that. Who is 97? Oh my gosh. I could have swore I had his name. Who is 97? Oh my gosh, I think it's Kamari Stevens. I believe that's his name. Yes, it is Kamari Stevens. Yep, Kamari Stevens. Yeah, it's Kamari Stevens. He played. He's up. Yeah, he is. Him and even Johnny Chaney. Those are both key players that have stepped up big this season. I'm very pleased with what I saw from Kamari Stevens this evening. He showed a lot of growth, especially on that offensive front. So we're gonna be okay. I think after Isaiah Land is gone. Because he is up and coming. But yeah, very impressed overall tonight. Musa had, I don't know where the second passing TD came from. Oh no. Okay, wait, I see now. 2 passing TDs. Got it. I recall. 25 of 49, 277 yards, 2 TDs, 3 interceptions. If you in the mindset of like what Peyton Manning has said on the Manning cast, if you watch Monday Night Football, you want to always kind of even it out when you play in a game like this. If you're going to throw 3 picks, you need to throw 3 touchdowns. But in a game like this, a win is a win. Thank you for special teams and defense. But he's got to be better going forward. What happens when you keep forcing them the ball? Yeah, no, it is. It is. There's no excuse for 3 interceptions in the red zone. At some point, we got to rely on the run to get those short yards. But a little bit of it is a testament to that offensive line not having a whole lot of experience together. But you know what? At the same time, too, you know what? To heck with that. You are in what's this, game 10? Yeah, you get game 10, and you still can't get red zone points. We're still playing this battle on the road. Heaven forbid what shows up next week, because we darn sure have not played well on a neutral field. The one time we did. The last time we played on a neutral field, we only got a field goal. So hopefully this offense travels next week. Hopefully. So it's bad. But with the bad news comes a little bit of good news. Xavier Smith this evening, he came into the game with 803 receiving yards in total on the season. He got 145. So he's at 948 yards. You do the math. He needs 52 yards next week just to get a 1,000-yard season. So we'll be on 1,000-yard receiving yard watch next week. It's very much possible he goes over that. So let's go ahead and basically essentially crown him with a second straight 1,000-yard season. BC's terrible against the run, but we can't keep passing. I agree. I very much agree. We are so predictable and one-dimensional as this offense. I have no problem with being a pass-first team, but what I do have a problem with is being a very pass-reliant team where we can't run the ball, and like every blue moon, we get spurts of 20-yard runs. I understand keeping the chains moving, but at some point, we got to be able to hit home runs if we're going to be a really, really effective run team. So I don't get it. Oh, also, too, by the way, Bethune lost again today in a heartbreaking fashion. They were outscored 10-0 in the first half, made a valiant effort in the second half, but still lost at the end. Oh, man. They threw a pick six at the end of the game. So, yeah, Bethune is 2-. Oh, my gosh, that's terrible. Bethune's 2-8 now, rolling into Orlando. FAMU and Alabama State is going to be a rivalry. It is. It is. And if Willie Simmons stays going forward, which I'm hopeful he will, that Willie Simmons, Eddie Robinson rivalry is going to heat up pretty fast. And if Dion stays, that's going to be the big three right there in the SWAC. That's going to be the big three. Willie Simmons, Dion, and Coach Robinson. It's building. If all three stay put. Oh, Stevens. That seat is hot for Terry. It is. It's very hot. And what's actually interesting about it is you're seeing, because he's a holdover. Remember, Terry Sims is also a holdover from that Brian Jenkins staff. So a lot of that is some of that stuff from the previous decade that's still being run. So my thing is a lot of that stuff is played out now. A lot of people have caught up to what was run a decade ago in the early 2010s. They've caught up to it now. So I think a little bit of it is a failure to adjust to what people do, or to people have just caught up to him. So I do expect wholeheartedly, and I think part of it was this team looked ahead to next week still, just a little bit, because the hype is building up. A lot of Bethune folks haven't bought their tickets for that game, and you're probably going to get to Thursday where the Bethune side still is fully empty, and then it's I can see how you just look ahead. It happens, but you can't play like this going forward. If by some miracle you get into the FCS playoffs, you're probably going to have to go on the road to maybe Mercer. Heaven forbid you have to go to Sanford, who's ranked 10th in the country right now and just won today and threw 4 TD passes. So the effort's got to get better moving forward. It's got to get better. It should not have come down to what it came down to today. You got to be able to travel. You just got to. All right, so yeah, thankfully also too, Alabama State didn't have a 100-yard receiver today. So that counts for something. What else we got here? Left a lot of points on the board. Yeah, no, you did. So let's see. 3 field goals. Well, actually, no, let's go ahead and count the touchdowns first. So 1 touchdown, that's 28. Another touchdown, that's 35. Another touchdown, that's 42. And then tack on 3 more field goals, that's 42, 45, 48. And then 50. That's 51. You could have had 51 points today off of just what you got plus the points that you left on the board in the red zone. We could have put up 51 today. We could have put up 44 last week. Makes a huge, huge difference. 30-16. We convert where we're supposed to convert. 44-16. We don't fumble in the red zone, of course. Yeah, 44-16. Today, 6 missed opportunities in the red zone. 51 points. It's a difference between just being consistent and hitting on the little things and not. Shout out to Alabama State's defense. It's solid, but FAMU's got its own. Yeah, they do. They have a solid defense. They have athletes on that back end, but you're definitely right. FAMU did get in their own way, and they made this very difficult for themselves. They dug themselves into that hole, but again, good teams dig themselves out of those types of holes. We're moving the ball on them with, we were. It's a matter of just finishing, which is one of Willie Simmons' 7 Fs. You have to be able to finish in the red zone. You have to, because there's going to come a time. That was the second best defense in the SWAC. FAMU currently sits with, I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. I understand how, but the 5th best defense in the SWAC, which I think that number should get better at the end of the season. But we actually do not use the big fast tight ends. We don't. We really don't, which is something I'm very surprised about, because I feel like last year Kamari Young was used heavily. Jeremiah Pruitt was not used as much last year. But this year he's been utilized much, much more. I think last year he just had to get an understanding of the playbook. So he's been used more so this year. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Keith's right. KJ, I miss him so much. Yes. I think that's part of the reason why there's so much inconsistency. I feel like he would have been great for Musa. He would have been great. He helped Ryan Stanley develop into being a better player than he was. He was a guiding light for Rashawn McKay last year. And it shows, because Rashawn McKay got better as the year went on last year. Yep, he's like 6'5", 6'6", basketball height. He's literally like a LeBron James. Yeah, I agree. Get him the ball. He and David Manigo should be the red zone specialist for jump balls in this offense. It's insane to me how we don't utilize that. Exactly. It's insane to me how I don't get it. I'm gonna take the question away. But yeah, you have guys that are 6'3" and 6'5". Utilize them in the red zone more. They can win those jump balls, those one-on-ones. If they don't get it, it goes out of the end zone, or it just gets knocked incomplete, because no one's getting up there. No one else is really getting up there. Yeah, huh, makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. Think about it. Think about all the neutral site games the one neutral site game we played this year, the road games we played this year, the three notable ones. It makes you wonder. Will the offense I'm not even too worried about the defense traveling. The defense is going to travel because the defense has done its job. The defense held South Carolina State to 14 points. Defense held Grambling to 16 points. Where in both of those, well, not the South Carolina State game, we didn't leave points on the board in that game, but Grambling game we left points on the board. This game we left points on the board, but held them to 14 points. So yeah, I'm worried about this offense traveling if we have to travel for the playoffs. Playoffs, buy, sell, or hold. I'm gonna hold. I agree. Because honestly, I hate to break people's hearts when I say this. Don't be surprised if come Selection Sunday next week, we're sitting there and FAMU doesn't get selected. Do not be surprised. Because it wouldn't surprise me one bit. I hate to say it like that, but I'm just going to be honest. Offense would have to have the right matchup. Yeah, I agree. And it's all a matter of who. And quite honestly, I looked at Mercer's offense as far as their passing attack goes. It's pretty good. I don't feel comfortable seeing Mercer in the playoffs anymore. Now, if they end up seeing, by the way, we need to check that score too from today. Now, if they end up seeing, say, Furman, I feel a little bit better about them playing Furman. Mercer, not so much. When we look at it, Furman did win today. Okay, awesome. Furman pulled it out today. And their quarterback was 19 of 31. And their rushing attack didn't even get 100 yards. Neither did Mercer's. Really, heck, we might match up well with either one. Who knows? They might end up having to go to Big Mama's house for Thanksgiving. Don't mind me. Oh, my God. And what happened to 84 this year? Yeah, Jermaine Hawkins. Yeah, he is injured. Because I was saying the same thing too. I figured, him, Trevonte Davis. I figured, both of those guys would be able to step up and be big time playmakers to take a lot of the load off of Xavier Smith, but that hasn't been the case. So hopefully next season we see more production. They had a guy named Trevonte Davis who really played well against UNC and then got hurt. Trey Davis was, yeah, he was. I know who you're talking about because that was one of my hopeful players that would have made an impact. Because I'm wondering myself, like, if Trevonte Davis doesn't get hurt, if Jermaine Hawkins doesn't get hurt, what does this offense really look like? And then plus the Virginia State transfer that couldn't play this season, if he's able to play, I'm forgetting that kid's name, but they make the passing game almost unstoppable. I agree, which makes me feel a little bit optimistic about if these guys can stay healthy through fall camp. And if they have a very strong spring next year, what this offense can look like and what this offense can be next year. So, and then plus two, you got to factor in the fact I believe Kareem Burke has been redshirted. So that's another wide receiver to add to the fold. Marquez Phillips. Yep, him. So yeah, you think about that wide receiver room next year, it might look a lot different than what you're seeing now. Marquez Phillips, Jermaine Hawkins, if he can stay healthy, Trevonte Davis, if he stays healthy. And then you got, from what Ashton said, I believe, I'm not too sure if it's true or not, but Jamari Shareed, if it is true that this is his junior year and he comes back next year, that's another weapon. So, and then I believe Jeremiah Pruitt's coming back next year too. So like that's a load of weapons. You just got to be able to execute. Yeah, then Darian Oxendine, another one who came on very, very strong against UNC, but since has been very meh lately. So I'm curious. Hopefully, there's a strong showing to finish out the regular season next week, and then you can make a statement to try to sway the FCS playoff committee. I'm not going to hold my breath. I'll be sitting around on Selection Sunday watching, but I'm not going to get too uppity. But we'll see. Anything can happen. You never know who can get upset in front of you, who can get upset behind you. The key game today was Furman and Mercer that I think FAMU needed in order to allow FAMU to help move forward. Because I believe Mercer was in front of FAMU in the team's receiving votes. So now I think hopefully going forward, you may see FAMU make a jump into the top 25. Maybe. Maybe. It's a strong maybe. So, yeah. But I agree, though. Yeah, hopefully next season we see a lot of these guys step forward and not get injured. Overall, though, third down efficiency, 12 of 20 on third down. Not bad. 0 for 3 on fourth down. A lot of that comes from not trusting your kicker. 4 of 11 for Alabama State on third down. 0 for 2 on fourth down efficiency. Overall, this offense did have 100 yards rushing tonight. 384 yards in total. 8 penalties for 55 yards. That has to get cut back a lot. And then 3 turnovers in total to Alabama State's 1 turnover, which was the blocked field goal at the end. Interesting. Wow. Also, too, we outscored them 12-7 in the fourth quarter. That is something. Interesting. Oh, boy. But, folks, I guess if nobody has anything else to add to the comment section, guess let me just go ahead and wrap it up. So, yeah, as you all know, so next week, I don't know if next week's the last pregame breakdown that we're gonna have, but it'll be Friday before I head to Orlando. So we'll talk about it. We'll break down FAMU and Bethune. I know Bethune lost today 17-14 to Alcorn, so they're coming in 2-8. Yeah, I would too. Honestly. I think everybody needs to sleep like a baby. We don't even need a 24-hour rule before we get right to work on Bethune. We need an 8-hour rule because you need to go in and watch this tape, chew out whoever you need to chew out and move on to the next, in my opinion. But yeah, next week hopefully is not the last pregame analysis. Hopefully there is another one Thanksgiving weekend. But we'll see. We'll be live Friday. Not sure at what time, but we'll be live. The other HBC YouTube shows can't touch you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. You know, we do what we can here. We try our best. And I mean, all of us, even the ones you don't see that are on here, like Chad, the Bug, Mr. Sasser. But yeah, me, Ace, all of us, we do what we can. They just made me. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it's okay. I understand. And a lot of them didn't want FAMU in the SWAC from the start, but it's okay. And hence why I don't engage those type of people. They can hate all they want, say what they want. Just being loud and being angry, that doesn't cut it sometimes, honestly. Sometimes you just got to tell the truth, and they don't tell the truth. Dre Jones, 3 sacks. I have to look into that. Yeah, I have to look into that one. Not too sure about that one. But yeah, as always, like I said, yeah, we'll be back next Friday at some point next Friday, and we'll break down FAMU and Bethune-Cookman before I head out. If you are heading back from Montgomery, safe travels heading back to Tallahassee or wherever your destination is. And then also to, make sure you tune in Running Gun Podcast Wednesday night, Tuesday night, Last Give Podcast. If you have not seen last week's Last Give Podcast with Stank, who is from the Bucking Idiots podcast, head on over. They gave you a preview of the London game for tomorrow morning between the Bucks and the Seahawks. And then also to what's wrong with the Saints. So go check those out. But yeah, I'm back next week. And then as always, as you know, stay safe, stay blessed. I'll